So fans on social media are dragging Disney Channel as well as Hollywood production houses after actress Giovonnie came out to reveal how badly they treat their actors and workers. Giovonnie revealed how Disney stole money from her, and she's dragging the channel for a filth for ruining her life and leaving her broke and almost homeless. But why is she just now speaking out after all this time? And does this have anything to do with the crazy strikes going on in Hollywood? So Disney and Hollywood in general are getting dragged for filth after actress Giovonnie is speaking up about how the industry is ruining her life, as well as the lives of pretty much every actor who isn't an A-list actor. Giovonnie was a child actor who is one of the very few people to work with both Nickelodeon and Disney. On Nickelodeon, she was on the show All That, where she was one of the biggest supporting actresses on the show. And as for Disney, she has appeared in different shows like That's So Raven and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. She has also been on a couple of other movies and shows outside of Nickelodeon and Disney, so she was doing very well for herself. But according to her recent outburst, it looks like everybody's been overestimating exactly how much she makes. You know how they say that all that glitters is not gold? Well, Giovonnie is proving that true because she just revealed how broke celebs are and how everyone is just fronted for social media. Now, for some context to this whole story, the Writers Guild of America as well as the Screen Actors Guild are currently on strike and have been on strike for a couple of months now. The Writers Guild is a union for workers who are the brains behind the movies and shows, while the Screen Actors Guild of SAG-AFTRA is a union that protects actors in Hollywood. Well, they are both labor unions and are trying to protect the interests of their members by asking the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, AMPTP, for better pay and job security, and drawing attention to disparities in the film and television industry that have grown wider in the streaming boom. So both actors and writers are on strike right now, and it is currently a total mess in Hollywood. Now, members of the AMPTP include media houses like Paramount, Netflix, Sony, Universal, Amazon Studios, and a whole lot more. Just think about production companies that make movies, and y'all get the tea. So what's been going on is that the writers aren't being paid a fair wage, and the same goes for most actors who aren't A-list actors or lead actors. They don't pay very much for writers and other actors, and most of the profit goes to the production companies and lead actors, leaving everyone else struggling. But what makes this even worse is that there is an existing agreement between the AMPTP and the WGA and SAG-AFTRA about this very issue. But for some reason, the AMPTP has refused to acknowledge the agreement and honor it. Now, this has been going on for a very long time, but the members of SAG-AFTRA are sick and tired of working for very little pay. It's especially bad now with the cost of living increasing every 5 seconds, but the rising inflation and other stuff like that has made it hard, so they're asking for a change. But the AMPTP is not willing to budge on this. They're all after their profit, and hey, that's capitalism for you, so they're trying to make as much money as possible. Well, Miss Giovonnie is one of those many people that have been affected by the strike. It turns out that she was barely getting anything before the strike, but with the strike, listen, things have gotten out of hand. She took to social media to reveal that she is broke because of the strike action. In a video she made on TikTok, she revealed that child actors don't make as much money as people believe they do.
I need y'all to understand that not all child stars are rich. Not all of us are balling. The leads of the cast, they get the big money checks. The supporting cast, like myself, we don't get that.
So even though she's complaining about being broke, she also makes it more than clear that she is in support of the strike action because something needs to change ASAP. She also broke down and revealed just how bad the situation was for her and other actors, revealing that things were so bad that she doesn't even have health insurance.
I'm asking for a livable wage. I'm asking for health insurance. You have no idea how hard it is.
Healthcare is one of the most important parts of living and life, and it's crazy to think that the stars that we watch on TV and enjoy can't even afford health insurance. And what makes it even sadder is that the industry workers were just starting to recover from the damage that COVID did to the industry. Now, as y'all know, COVID shut down everything for months, and Hollywood pretty much came to a halt. Social distancing laws meant that filming could not take place, and movies that were in production had been temporarily shut down. And of course, the writers and actors weren't getting paid, and most of them had to fall back on the savings they had. And while the restrictions now have been lifted, the writers and actors still don't get paid a lot of money. They're barely getting by with their paychecks, so they don't have enough money left over for a nest egg. And what that means is that they don't have money to fall on during the strike, and they're struggling bad. And
we just came out of COVID, and now we're going into a strike. I used my 401k, my nest egg, my savings to survive COVID. I don't know what money y'all think I have, or I'm saving up something. No. Okay.
In case y'all were wondering what on earth this all has to do with Disney and the rest of Hollywood, well, we're about to get into the juicy part. Well, it looks like Miss Giovonnie is so frustrated with the current situation of things that she is calling Disney out, as well as other production companies behind other movies that she's been in for stealing money from her. She claims that they are holding out on her residual checks and not paying her what they should. In fact, she has also said that some production houses flat out refuse to pay her money for movies and shows she worked on.
Or doing a show where they didn't pay me. Or now I'm fighting for residuals because executives don't want to give me a dime.
Fun fact number 3, I never got paid for any residuals for doing all that. Good night.
Yeah, it's absolutely messed up. I mean, these actors barely get paid a livable wage, but they're still owed both their main paychecks and residual paychecks. Now, for those of you who don't know what a residual paycheck is, they are long-term payments to actors who work on films and television shows, negotiated by unions for reruns and other airings after the initial release. For example, if Netflix acquires streaming rights to a movie, the actors with the residual paycheck contract are entitled to get a percentage. But Giovonnie is now claiming that she is not getting the money that she is entitled to because the companies are keeping all the money for themselves. She then revealed just how bad things were, revealing that she barely even has a car.
I'm tired. I don't own a home. I barely own my car. So I don't know what money y'all think I have, but I don't.
She also had this to say.
I got responsibilities and things that I got to take care of. We got back to school coming. I got to put my son in private school. Oh, you ain't got to do that. You put him in public school. I can't put him in public school because when I did, they was picking on him because of me. The parents were jealous because I was on TV and famous, and they told their kids to pick on my kid.
Yeah, it's a very, very sad situation to be in, and I feel so sad for her. I just feel actually sad all around, and it's crazy how this situation could be easily avoided if the corporations involved would just pay the actors and writers a livable wage, because it's not like they can't afford it. But I guess it's profit over people. But just so y'all know how bad the situation is, several top actors in the industry are low-key declaring their support for the strike. For example, Dwayne Johnson recently made a 7-figure donation to SAG-AFTRA, and this just tells us that the situation is just as bad as Giovonnie made it out to be. People have been showing her all kinds of support, and they have left comments saying, "This is so heartbreaking. I never understood why she never got her own show or was at least a main character in a movie or a TV show. She's a brilliant actress and she's quite funny. I'm hoping this turns around for her soon." And the thing is that most of the actors affected by this strike are D-list actors who aren't regularly seen in TV shows and movies. Disney needs to run that check. You carried all the jokes and everyone loves you on that show. And this is actually heartbreaking. She is genuinely a brilliant actress, and to find out that she's struggling, like, this is so wrong. But I need to hear what y'all think about all this. Are you here for this strike action or are you against it? What do you think about Giovonnie's revelations, and what do you think is going to happen in the next few months? Drop your thoughts and comments below and check out this next video.